Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're diving into something we all know, money. But forget those boring econ lectures, all right? We're going to uncover how money, it's like weirdly similar to language, like even the internet. Get ready for some serious aha moments.
Absolutely. We use money every single day, but how often do we actually stop and think, what is this stuff? Buckle up. We're about to unpack some mind-bending insights from Gary Jacobs. His work, it's called The Power of Money.
And this isn't your typical finance article. Jacobs, he makes this really interesting argument that money, it's like language, right? It's more than just a tool. It's like a social organization. So just like learning a new language, it opens up this whole world of communication, right? Understanding money, like what it really is, it can unlock a whole new level of like economic power.
Precisely. Think about it. Language, it lets us communicate these complex ideas, share knowledge, build relationships, and money. Money does something really similar. It lets us exchange goods and services, but like on a huge scale, connecting people, economies across the world. It's really the backbone of how we trade globally, how we cooperate.
It's wild when you think about how much money has shaped like civilization, right? I mean, from small villages to these huge cities, all these global trade networks, money, it's been the engine driving all of that. But how did we get here? I mean, how do we go from like bartering chickens to just like swiping a credit card?
It's been a fascinating evolution, thousands of years really. Early money, it was tangible, right? Cows, grain, precious metals.
Right, you could actually use those things, like drink the milk, eat the grain. It had a use beyond just like being money.
Exactly. But over time, there's this shift. Money starts to represent like future value, purchasing power, instead of something you can hold in your hand.
Wow.
Promissory notes, government bonds, those represent a promise to pay later.
So we went from actual cows to the idea of a cow, like its worth. But that only works if everyone trusts the system.
Precisely. This shift from like stuff you can hold to these systems of trust, social agreements, that's what let money become so powerful. It's a social organization because everyone has to agree to play by the rules, you know what I mean? Like, just like language, everyone needs to agree on what words mean. Money needs everyone to have faith in its value.
That is a really cool parallel. But like any language, it's got to evolve, right? We went from coins to paper money, now digital currencies. We're always finding new ways to represent value. Makes you wonder what's next for money.
Absolutely. That's what makes this whole thing so interesting. By understanding like the DNA of money, how it evolved, we can understand its power to shape our future.
Okay, so this potential, it's exciting, but Jacobs, he doesn't just focus on the good stuff, right? He gets into some problems with how we understand money. Like, it can't all be good, right?
That's right. Jacobs, he argues that a lot of what we believe about money, it's actually holding us back. Like this idea that it has to be scarce to be valuable. That's a myth, he says.
Mhm.
And it prevents us from like building a fairer world, a world with more for everyone.
Wait, hold on. How can money not be scarce? Doesn't everyone want more of it? That's like Econ 101, right?
That's the myth, for sure. But think about this. Do we have enough resources on this planet to take care of everyone? Food, water, shelter. The answer is yes, we do. We have enough to provide for everyone's needs right now.
That's true. I mean, think about how much food we waste, empty homes, all that. So if it's not that we don't have enough stuff, what's the problem then?
Jacobs would say, it's our beliefs about money that are the problem. We see it as this like finite thing. Like if one person gets more, someone else has to get less. This scarcity mindset, it leads to competition, inequality, and this feeling that there's just never going to be enough for everyone.
So you're saying our economic problems, they're more about like our perception than actual scarcity? That's a pretty bold statement. Can you unpack that a bit more?
Yeah. Jacobs, he says, if we can just shift our thinking, like from scarcity to abundance, we could do so much more. Imagine a world where instead of fighting over scraps, we use money to help everyone, to create a better reality for all of us.
Okay, I see where you're going with this, but how do we actually get there? How do we go from like this scarcity mindset to a more abundant future? That's a huge change.
Well, Jacobs, he makes this really interesting comparison between money and the internet. I know they seem totally different, right?
Mhm.
But they both connect us, right?
Yeah.
They both help us work together. Like, think about how the internet changed communication, sharing information. Jacobs thinks we can do the same thing with money, like solve poverty, fix climate change, all that stuff.
Interesting comparison, because the internet, it's all about these decentralized networks, right? People connecting directly, doing things in new ways. So you're saying money could work like that too?
Exactly. Think about crowdfunding, right?
Yeah.
People pooling their money online to support a project, whatever they believe in. They don't even need banks sometimes. That's money having real power, helping people make change from the ground up.
That's a great example. It's like we're already seeing a new kind of money emerging, one that's not just about like getting rich yourself, but helping everyone, right?
Exactly. But to make that happen, we got to look at the values, like the core beliefs driving our economy right now. Jacobs, he says that money, it's like a mirror reflecting our values. So the world we live in, with so much inequality, it shows what we really believe about money.
Whoa, that's deep. So we're basically creating this system through how we think and act around money. But if we made it this way, we can change it too, right?
Absolutely. We have the power to completely reimagine money. Imagine if instead of just making some people rich, we used it to actually help everyone. Imagine using money to fight climate change, make sure everyone has what they need. That's the potential.
Okay, I'm on board. But how do we get there? It seems like a huge task, changing the entire financial system. Where do we even begin?
You're right, it's big. But it starts with how we see things. We have
Yeah.
to move away from this winner-take-all mindset, this idea that there's not enough to go around. We need to start working together, realizing that when one person succeeds, we all do.
Easier said than done, right? A whole system is built on competition. We learned that young, you
Of
know?
course, it's not easy. But by understanding money for what it is, this social thing, this tool that connects us, we can start to change how we think. We can explore different ways of doing things.
So it's not just about changing the money itself, but changing how we think about it. Challenging those old beliefs that we've always been told are just like facts.
Exactly. Jacobs, he argues that money, it's a reflection of our values. So to change the way money works, we need to change our values first.
Those are some heavy concepts,
Yeah.
but how do we actually do that? How do we rewrite this money code, like you said?
It starts with questioning.
Like questioning if money really has to be scarce to be valuable. Like maybe there's enough for everyone.
Oh, exactly. That's a big one. We got to challenge those old ideas that limit what we can achieve together. We got to ask ourselves, what's really important? Are we all about getting rich ourselves? Or do we care about everyone? Are we going to trash the planet for profit or think about the future?
Big questions. It's like we need a whole new definition of success, one that goes beyond just like how much money you have.
Exactly. We need a bigger definition of prosperity. It's not just about your own bank account, but how you use your money to make the world a better place for everyone.
This deep dive is blowing my mind. It's like I'm seeing the Matrix, this hidden code behind how money works.
Huh. I like that. And just like in the Matrix, once you see the code, you realize you can change it. You can rewrite the rules.
So if we want a better world where everyone has a chance to succeed, we need to start by changing the way money works.
Exactly. We got to unleash the true power of money. And it starts with each of us.
This is amazing in theory, but how do we actually do it? What can we do, like in our everyday lives, to start rewriting this code, to start building a better future?
Now, that's the million-dollar question, right?
Yeah.
And it leads us perfectly to the final part of our deep dive today.
So we've talked about a lot. Money is a language, a social thing, even this code we can rewrite. But what does it all mean for, like, regular people? How do we actually use these ideas?
It's not enough to just talk about changing things, right?
Yeah.
We have to actually do something. Remember, money, it only works if we all agree to use it.
So where do we even begin? We can't just, like, wake up and think about money completely differently, right?
True, it takes time. But start by paying attention to your own beliefs about money.
Yeah.
Like, where'd those ideas come from? Are they actually true? Are they helping you or holding you back?
It's like we all have this money story in our heads, right? From our families, our culture. We got to figure out what that story is and if it's even a good one.
Exactly. Once you understand your own money story, you can see if it's really working for you or if it's just, holding you back.
So first awareness, then action. What are some things people can do to, like, put this into practice?
It can be simple things, like think about what you spend your money on. Do those things match what you really care about? You can support businesses that are trying to make the world better.
Vote with your wallet, right?
Exactly. And beyond just spending differently, you can use your money to directly help. Donate to a good cause. Support a local business that's doing good things.
It's about realizing that money can be a tool to make things better. Not just globally, but like in your own town, even in your own life.
Absolutely. And when we all start changing how we think and what we do with our money, it adds up, right? Remember, money is social. The more people who use it for good, the more powerful that good becomes.
It's like we're all creating this new system together, one that's about sharing, about helping everyone. That's pretty amazing when you think about it.
It is. Because it means we're not just stuck in the old ways, you know? We can actually create a better future with money.
This deep dive has been incredible. We went from like trading cows to like hacking the matrix.
It's been fun. And remember, this is just the start. We got to keep talking about this, keep figuring out how to make money work for everyone.
You've given us a lot to think about and hopefully a lot to do. If you want to dive deeper into this, check out Gary Jacobs' work, The Power of Money. It's a great read. And until next time, keep those brainwaves flowing.